Once upon a time, in the great rich valleys of Sonoma, two unlikely enophiles, Brian Schwartz and Stan Russell, embarked on a journey that would redefine their relationship with the divine nectar of the gods' wine. Picture this: Brian and Stan, two characters who could easily be mistaken for the protagonist of a slapstick comedy like Dumb and Dumber, decided to channel their love for wine into creating their own vintage. The catch? They planned to do this in Brian's garage. Yes, you heard it right. A garage. No sprawling vineyards, no oak barrel cellars, just the good old garage, filled with the spirit of determination and a dash of naivety. The skepticism from their families was as thick as a robust Merlot. Concerns about hygiene, quality, and the potential for a wine that tasted more like vinegar than a fine vintage were as abundant as grapes in harvest season. But Brian and Stan were undeterred. They had a dream, and they were going to see it through. Their first attempt at winemaking was, well, memorable. The result was a wine that bore a striking resemblance to fruit punch, complete with a complimentary headache the morning after. But they celebrated this as a victory. After all, they had turned water, grapes, and a good dose of elbow grease into something that technically could be classified as wine. Brian, ever the optimist, declared, "We may be other-abled, but we won't be deterred." His words echoed through their family's doubtful minds. Stan, not one to be outdone, added, "This stuff's real good." Their enthusiasm was infectious, their spirit unbreakable. Emboldened by their initial success, the dynamic duo planned their second vintage. They aimed to create a wine that would have the vineyards of Napa and Sonoma talking. Their target? First-time wine drinkers and those with an adventurous palate, ready to explore the unconventional. And so, in the heart of Sonoma, Garage Vineyards was born. The humble garage, once home to tools and discarded knickknacks, was now the birthplace of a wine that defied expectations. Brian and Stan proved that winemaking isn't about the perfect conditions or the most expensive equipment. It's about passion, perseverance, and the willingness to take risks. They turned their limitations into their strength, their garage into a winery, and their dream into a reality. Their story serves as a reminder that success is not defined by conventional standards, but by the journey and the lessons learned along the way. It's about embracing the unexpected, celebrating the small victories, and never losing sight of your dreams, no matter how unattainable they may seem. So, here's to Brian and Stan, the unlikely winemakers of Garage Vineyards. They may not have the sophistication of a seasoned sommelier, but they have the heart and spirit of true wine lovers. And in the end, isn't that what truly matters? Here's to the next vintage. May it be as delightful and surprising as its creators.